Well, hello and welcome, and today we're going to be making hair flowers. Vintage hair flowers, rockabilly hair flowers, today hair flowers, hair flowers. I love hair flowers. They either add a little something to your hair, they pop up your outfit a little bit, and they are easy to make, very inexpensive to make, so let's get started. Alright, so everything that we need to do our project today are, of course, your hot little glue gun. I invested in a nice little new one with a little trigger on it. I love it. And your glue sticks, of course, because one may not be enough. And you also will need some pin curl clips. You can usually get these in a bag or a little teeny card of them. They're not very expensive. And I like to get the pin curl clips that are a little bit wider opening right here. And once we get going doing this, you'll see why. So I have a little pile of those. And my scissors, I like to have everything close at hand when I'm going to do it. And you can either use little floral wires, or these are just tough little bread bags or whatnot, or little things that I've purchased, and they're just little teeny wires. And they're just good to have just in case you need them. And what I did is I went ahead and purchased all my silk flowers, and what I did was bought a great big bunch of them at Walmart for $5, and I plunked all of the flower parts off. So we have a couple different types here, and all the leaves off also, because we're going to need parts of those to make our hair flowers. And I have some, this was a great big fall floral bouquet, so I just took all of the leaves off, took them apart, took all the flowers off, and all the other little miscellaneous things, and I threw all of the stems out. We don't need any of that type of stuff. So I kind of dissected one big bouquet down, and then I was at a little thrift shop, and they had 3 little roses on long stems. So I have those here too, plus their little leaves also. And I had gotten some cute little, a little birthday gift that had little flowers on them that were just a little table decoration, and you know, the girls didn't want them back. So I took those also. I just plucked them off the little decoration. I have those. They say happy birthday, but you don't really notice that. And then some more little teeny roses, and these are a little more high-end Walmart roses that I got. I got 3 of those, and they're a little more, I guess you'd say lifelike looking. And the leaves on those, and I plucked all those off. So that's the start of everything that you need here. So I like to clear my little work area here. I have my little glue gun on, and hopefully it's hot by now. And yes it is. And as you can see, I usually do this. I am working at my stove. And I have a glass top stove, and it's a lot easier to clean off. But for presentation purposes, I'm doing it here. And I have this is a plastic cutting board, which works very well for cleanup. So first thing we're going to do is I'm just going to clear the area here just so you have a good view of everything that I'm doing, and I hope you do. So I have my first little flower set here that I have, and I pluck that off, of course, so then you're left with this little nubby here on the end. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut that off so it's as flush as you can get it. And that's going to cause this little plastic thing to come off, right? So what you're going to do, because that won't stay on now because you don't have that, is just put a little drop of glue there and put that back on, and you're saying, well, do I really need that little plastic thing on there? Yes, you do, because if you do not have this little plastic cup on here, it won't hold your flower nice and bowl-like around it. The leaves will go bloop and just kind of fall over. So you need that for stability on the base. So it just takes a second to dry, so I have that. And then here's that little funky little flower thing that came underneath the original flower, so I pulled that off. And all you're going to do is cut a couple of these little leaves off. And that is what you're going to use. I'll cut one more off just in case I need it. And that's what you're going to use to help hold on your pin curl clip. Now when you're using your pin curl clip, you'll see that the clip has a side that goes up. It's flat on one side, and this side goes up, and that side is the one that you're going to put down towards the base of your flower. Because if you go the other way on your flower, what's going to happen is you're going to have this uplifting, and it won't lay flush to your head like you want it to. So you're going to put the dip side down to the flower, just like that. So the first thing we're going to do is, and you can't glue it to the very top because it's not flat there. So you're going to do it off to one side where it's flat on the side here. So you're going to do is put a little bit of glue down first, and then you're going to take one of your little leaves and place that down next. And this is all just giving you stability. It's so easy to do. I just love this project. Burn your fingers a little bit, and then you're going to put some more glue down on either side. And this is the little bit tricky part. Sometimes I'm very fluid at this and sometimes I am not. So with the little beveled side down, you're going to do, because you want to attach your clip. So I'm going to do that and then attach it right down on top, and then you're going to hold it. This takes a couple seconds to harden. And then you're all set. So I put the first leaf down over it just so the clip had something a little bit better to grip to, because things sometimes just don't grip well to plastic. So I put the first glue down, put the second leaf, and then I put more glue down, and then if you don't have this leaf over your little clip apparatus, what's going to happen is you're going to see it, and it's going to be all janky, and it won't stick well. So glue, first leaf, more glue that, and then a leaf over it. And then what I'll do is see, and you don't see it from this side at all, but you don't need to have it look nice on the other side, but you'll see it's kind of like sticking up funny here because of that little ridge. What I like to do, just to finish it off so it looks nice on both sides, is I will put glue down here, and then I will take another one of my little leaves, and I will place that over where that little bump is. So it kind of covers that all up. That is like a nice finished look. And really it doesn't matter if you have the vein showing or not showing, because really nobody's going to see that. But it just kind of does give it a nice finished look. And I got a little part where it just kind of puckered up here. And just to save your hands, because that glue's going to spill out, just use something else like your scissors to hold that in place until it sets. Because you use these hot glue guns, it burns. Just hold it there with your scissors until it sets. And done. If you have it on your scissors, let it dry and just flick it right up. So, easy peasy. Then you got a nice little hair flower. I just love that. See, it looks kind of nice on the back, and any little extra glue just kind of, well, it's kind of soft yet and won't stick to your clip. Push it down a little bit. It has a nice little back to it, and then you have your little hair flower. And it's easy as that. So let's do another one just so you can see again. It's kind of nice when you get to see, instead of having to replay it again, see it in a different type of flower. So that's a nice little fall one. So then I have these little yellow roses here, and that's kind of a little bit different back. What I did was I already had cut off the little petals, or not the little petals, I'm sorry, the little leaves off the stem, because they originally came like this. So I just cut the leaves off, and you'll see this one has like this, these spicule things that come all over, and well, those are not very nice whatsoever. So what I do is I'll just fold all my petals back and then hold it, and then I'm just going to go around and cut them. So you got them cut all the way around, and the same as I did for the other one, cut that neck of that off as much as you can. Of course, it's going to come off, remember? So that's okay. Hold that all back, and then put your glue right around your stem there, so it's going to kind of go into the stem, on the stem and around. And then put that, place that back on, push it down real hard. Whoop, got a little bit of hot glue on me. But like I said, if you don't keep that, it's ugly, I know, but it gives you something to glue your clip on and your leaves. And if you don't leave that on here, you're not going to have a nice fluffy flower. The petals aren't going to stay nice and round. You know, they're just going to go flat, which isn't going to be a very pretty look. So that's set. It sets up really fast. Alright, so we'll do the same thing and get my little one little leaf. And like I said, you can do it either way, it doesn't really matter. It's not going to show too terribly much. What I do is when I have these ones that are a little bit more full than this, I'll kind of look to see if I can find what the flattest area is, which is kind of right here. And we'll put our glue down first, and my first little leaf. Hold that down. Don't hold it very long because you'll burn your finger. I've burnt many a finger over the years doing this. Alright, and then we're going to get another little leaf. And this is what we're going to put our clip onto. So, remember to put that end down towards the flower when you do this. And another way you can do this is pre-put your clip on the stem like this. So it's ready to roll. So you have it just like this, and then press it down. And when it's a little bit odd shape, kind of like bend it to make it stick a little bit better. It doesn't take very long to do. I'll hold that, and that's nice and stable. And then just like the other one, just because I like to finish it off, because you look at that, it's kind of lucky looking, I don't like that. So I'm just going to take a little bit bigger leaf that I have, and I'm going to glue around this whole area here, just to finish the whole thing off. Put that underneath, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this, and like I said, that's a little bit hot, so I'm just going to use my scissors. Don't burn your fingers. It doesn't leave a permanent burn, but it hurts when you're doing it. And the feeling of the burn goes away right away. It doesn't stay with you. It doesn't leave you to blisters or anything. It's not quite that hot, but it stings when you do it. Alright, so that just kind of makes it look a little bit nicer on the back side. And kind of fluff because I've squished it all out and stuff. And then you squish it all back around, and there you go. Got another little flower. See how easy that is? I just love that. And then when this sits on your head, because it's going to sit like this way, it'll kind of bring it out a little bit. So that's really nice. So then I'll make another one and then put it that way. I like to have at least 2 to 4 flowers depending on the size and stuff. So that was that one, and let's use one more flower. Let's use one of our bigger white ones because that's kind of a little bit bigger project to do. And this one, the base of it, you'll see has these, they're more natural looking and stuff, but I don't want those sticking out all over, so I'm going to trim those off too, just like I did the other ones. But keep that base there, like I said before, because it keeps your flower upward. Try to do a nice round trimming job if I can, as much as I can. Some of this stuff doesn't look the best underneath or on the back side, so I just did a nice little circle on that. And I'm going to cut this stem off flush like the other ones. And this one, as you can see, it's staying. It's not going anywhere because this was a little bit, each of these roses were $1 a piece. So they're a little bit nicer made than my cheap ones that I have, but I'm going to put a little dollop of glue in there. So that's all set on there. So I'm going to go with the same strategy we did with the other ones. Just going to put a little bit of glue down for our first primary little leaf. And then hold that. I like that these go so fast, you know, and it seems you get on a little roll and you get everything organized. That's what I usually like to do, is to get a whole bunch so I can get like a whole slew of them done all at one time. Get that all set, and then you're going to set up with them, and we're going to use the leaf, the pretty leaf side towards the flower, the vein side back, because our leaves on this flower are going to show a little bit. So we want to have the pretty side outward, you know, so when you're looking at the rose, the pretty petal part is out this way. So, and the thing is, you don't see the back, it's all towards your head anyway. So then we're going to put our next, and I'm going to, different size leaves, so I'm just going to use a smaller leaf, and then do the little trick with the, of course, that side towards the bow of the flower, so the flat side's by your head. And then just put that on there just like that, so it's all ready to roll. And put our next little bead of glue down, and I took kind of the flattest little part of the back of the flower when I did that. Put the glue down, and then glue our hairpin down. And I love the fact that this is so quick. The glue sets quick. I won't wear these out. I mean, I could wear them out later. I'll let them set for a couple of hours. You want a nice good set because the glue does harden quickly, but I want a nice good set to the glue. So that one's on there nice. And then for our little finishing flower, we're going to put this in. This is a little more expensive little flower thing. So what we're going to do is, because we want to cover up that uckiness right there. So we're going to put the glue all over that and up here. And my glue is starting to get out. Excuse me. Gotta put the glue stick in. This always happens right when you're in the middle of something. You gotta move fast before it starts setting on you. So otherwise you might get a big old mess, like I kind of do right now. I need it in time. And like I said, if it's a little bit too hot for your fingers, just use something else to hold it in place. It doesn't take very long. I love it. So then I'll go back if I got a little bit of something that's sticking up a little bit, put a little bit of glue in there. Whoops. And then press it down. It sets so fast. And if you got a little bit of stray pieces of glue, don't try to mess with like getting them all off right now. Let it harden and then you can go back and then just trim it off. So let's see, I have, otherwise this is what happens. You get strings of glue all over. Don't worry about it. It's okay. You can go back and trim those all off and clean it all up after the fact, because you'll have some. It just happens. So now I'm going to look to see how that's going to set on the head. So we just put it down flat, and I am pretty happy with all of that. So I have those two in my rows, and let's just do one more of, you know what, we did one of these. Let's do a little bit different one. This is that, I think it's called a cabbage rose. I'm not quite sure. So let's, because this is another one of those inexpensive ones. So we'll cut that off in the back, and then we'll cut off these little spicules. But remember to keep your cap so you have something for stability of the flower petals. And this one is already off. Come right off already, look at that. Just hand trim that up. Put my little dollop of glue in the middle and around. And then I'm going to reattach that little platform to hold the flower in place and kind of make sure you get it right back where it came from. And then press that down on the leaves. Like I said, I hope you guys can see everything that I'm doing. I'm not quite sure. I keep looking to see what I'm doing and then you guys can't see, so I hope I'm talking it through enough where you can tell what's going on. So I'm starting to get my, always try to keep your area as clean as possible. Otherwise you got things sticking to everything. Like I'm starting to right now. So I got that done. And then these are the leaves that came with that. And it's a nice match for the way the flower looks too. So, and like I said, don't worry about if the glue is going all over the place. It will be okay, I promise. So, I'm going to loosen that up a little bit, try to find the flattest part of the backing of the flower, which is right here. So I'm going to put my first little dollop of glue down there, and you want to have the prettier side poking out because these are bigger leaves, so they're going to be showing on the on your hair. So you want to make sure that you have the pretty side out. They kind of all blend into your hair anyway, but don't worry if you're like squishing or something. It will all rebound back to where you want it to go. And then we're going to do the little leaf trick. Here we're going to put the rounded side down, attach the leaf, whoops, oh I almost did it the wrong way. Attach the leaf so the pretty side is going to be outward, and then put your glue down on top. This has kind of got a little glitter in it. The leaves do on this one. Youch! Yes, that was a burn. It happens. It's amazing how fast you can move your hands. Hold that on there. And we'll rotate our flower a little bit. And open it up. And then put your glue down on this side. And there's some hotty patati glue coming through that one, so I'm going to use my scissors to hold that down in place. And it does dry very fast. And if you need to go back after the whole process is done and re-glue some little areas or trim up some areas, you know, wait till it cools down. Alright, so then that is our one for our little cabbage rolls. Isn't that pretty? Gotta flip it all back out again, but that's very nice fall color. So we have our cabbage rolls. I've got another one of those to make, and then I've got my two little aren't those pretty? I'll wear like two in my hair for that. Those, and then our two little white roses, which are beautiful. I love those too. Very nice. And our little yellow rose. I got a couple more to make, but I think I've showed you enough where you get the kind of gist of how to make them. And the thing is, when you get that big bouquet from Walmart and you pluck all of your flowers off to make your stuff, think, oh, I got all that leftover stuff. Don't throw it out, because after you're done making your hair flowers and you have the foliage that's left in there, this was nice because this was like $5.99 I think at $5.99 at Walmart, and the bouquet came with all of these different leaves and little pine cones and little berries and some like little I don't know if it's their hydrangea, but they're hydrangea looking type flowers. So the bouquet came with all of these leaves plus these flowers that were in the bouquet and these little cabbage rolls, roses, and then also they came with these little daisies that I have in my hair today. So all of those were included in that $5.99 bouquet. So you get, I got 4 little daisies, 2 of the mums, 2 of the cabbage roses, plus then they get to make this cute little centerpiece. So, I hope you guys found this informative, and I hope I did a good job of explaining to you how to make them all. And until we do a little craft next time, but please enjoy your little flowers, and they're good for rockabilly, they're good for vintage looks, they're good for everyday or just like summer or fall, and a little flower in your hair really dresses up a little outfit. It's a little special. So thanks for joining me until we do a nice little crafty thing together again. It will be fun. We'll have to do more of these. It gets my crafting spirit again.